Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Fan Dummies. Today, we're going to give our first impressions and a quick review on Superman and Lois on the CW. For those of you who are new, I'm Greg.
And I'm Erin.
Click that subscribe button to hear more superhero science fiction and fantasy every single week. So, Erin, what did you think of this first epic episode? Not to lead the witness, but epic.
I thought it started off pretty epic.
Yes, right. Yes.
I really thought the special effects were great. I thought the cinematography of the show was great. It felt more like a movie, or it felt more like the DC Universe shows that we have, like Titans or Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
It seems bigger budget. Just thought it was really great.
I totally agree. I think the budget seemed bigger. I don't know if it is actually, in fact, bigger than other CW shows. I have no idea. Didn't look it up. But for some reason, I don't know if it was the director or who all was involved in this that made it felt more, just like you said, like more Schneider-like than it did any of the CW shows.
Yeah, it has more of a darker feel to it than like the sweeter, softer side of the CW shows.
Yeah, not quite as dark as Arrow, but Arrow's cinematography and special effects was always pretty poor, in my opinion. But yeah, Superman and Lois is good. I like it a lot. So what do you think of the story so far?
I thought it started off really great. I really got excited when Clark and Lois decided to stay in Smallville and live at the family farm that he grew up in. I was like, oh my gosh, they're remaking Smallville in some type of way or form. That's what at least seems like so far.
Yeah. I loved Smallville. We actually started rewatching it slowly but surely. We should continue on that journey.
Yeah, you got mad at me because I started watching it without you when you were...
what's up with that? After we said, hey, let's rewatch it, you're like, yeah, we will, but we meaning me by myself while you're not looking.
You used to travel a lot, but now you're home all the time, so we watch stuff together.
That's true. Yeah, I forgive that. You need to have shows while I'm traveling that only you watch.
But it's more like the modern day, I think, than Smallville was. I mean, Smallville's worst enemies were the metahumans that came from the meteors.
Meteor freaks is what they were called, I think.
Yeah. And this Smallville, I mean, the kids have darker problems. It sounds like there's, drugs in town. It sounds like, the economy's not very great on, like, they showed, like, the little main street and everything. It's not like it used to be. People are hurting. They're getting reverse mortgages. I mean, do people know what those are?
I mean, I'm sure some people do. I mean, it's not a finance show, so Google it if you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hate to think that the original Smallville's like problems were less severe than problems today. I just think that they chose to do something fantasy superhero-y in Smallville. It was sitcom, like drama or soap opera, like
teen drama.
Teen drama.
With the superhero twist.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was like watching Gilmore Girls or Seventh Heaven or something like that, just with Superman.
Yeah.
Towards the end, it got more Superman, but like the first 4 or 5 seasons at least. I mean, Clark was the red blue blur. If you remember that.
Yeah, and he was learning how to use his powers and everything. He was also totally in love with Lana.
Yeah.
Superman has to be one of my favorite superheroes of all time, I think. And him having sons, these teenage sons, the twins, I think that's pretty neat. I want to learn more about, who they are and if they both are going to have powers, hopefully. I don't think one of them is only going to have powers. I think they're both going to eventually have powers.
Me too.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that and learning that. And
yeah, man, people are going to hate me for this, but like I have never been a Superman fan.
Really?
I really thought that Superman was basic and boring.
What?
Yeah, I mean, kryptonite can hurt him, but other than that, he can't be killed. If you're like a Superman fan, it just seems real basic to me. So I was always like into Marvel, like X-Men and things like that, which turns out it's pretty basic too.
Yeah.
But lately, like when we started going back to the comic book store, they were rebooting, DC rebooted Superman yet again.
With the new 52.
Yeah. So I started getting Superman and I got it for at least a year.
I think
maybe
more than
longer.
that. You got it, I think, up until the Rebirth even. That was like 2016.
And I even started getting Rebirth, I think.
Yeah.
So I've got a nice stack of Superman down there that I really want to read and just get to know the character better. It's like Captain America to me.
Yeah.
Like DC has Superman, Marvel has Captain America. It's like the pumpkin spice latte of superheroes.
Yeah.
Like just the basic vanilla.
I still like them. I think you need a basic Superman to go with Wonder Woman and Batman. I mean, those are kind of the really well-known DC superheroes.
Yeah, but I think Superman's probably much more complicated than I give him credit for, just because I haven't read probably a single one of those comics I used to buy. Maybe I have a couple, but not much.
Yeah.
But I do want to go read them. And now that I read almost every comic on my iPad, it's a lot easier to read comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also like the new Teenage Sons
Mhm.
because they're not in the canon at all for Superman. And I think that gives them a whole world that they can build around them. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah,
They don't have to worry about like stepping on anybody's toes or changing anything.
I agree. I've totally changed my mind on this whole topic.
Really?
Yeah, because remember, probably a year ago, I used to say, I don't like to read the books and then watch the movies because they butcher the books.
Yeah.
And then it makes me disgruntled that the movie's stupid.
Yeah.
Right. And I wanted to be able to enjoy the movie without any problems, without ever like feeling that like hatred for the movie.
Yeah.
But lately, these movies are completely different storylines, and I'm really liking it.
It depends how they do it.
Superman and Lois is a good example. The fact that it's completely new.
Yeah.
I'm digging it. Just like, Resident Alien and a bunch of other things that we've been watching. I'm digging the fact that they go a different direction. I know people that really are into the canon or super deep fandom or lore and all that stuff might object. Like Star Wars, I don't like when they do it. Stick to the material in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Right. Star Trek is the same way because I think it's so deep. Like the topic is so big.
Yeah. Well, I think there's some stuff you have to stick to the canon, but then there's other things that you can change. And as long as it doesn't like interrupt any timelines or any past canon, I think we're fine.
Yeah. And I think that's why this CW Crisis thing kind of gives them a free pass to do whatever they want. Would I have preferred the Crisis unfold just like in the comics? Probably, because then I could look forward to some stories that might come from the comics.
Yeah.
But, this is cool too.
Well, there's going to be 15 episodes for season 1. So we're going to find out, a whole new Smallville world, a whole new Clark and Lois world. And hopefully they don't make us wait a whole season for Jordan to find out he has powers. He's going to have powers, right?
I do love this. I do love the network shows, how long they are, how many episodes you get, right? I dig that. Like these streaming shows, getting 10 episodes makes me crazy.
8.
Or 8?
And they're like a half hour
Yeah,
or less.
Or less. Yeah. That's why I'm excited for this Debris show too. That's coming. It's like NBC March 1st. I don't know if we're going to do a show on it or not. Maybe later, but
if you watch the first episode and you're just blown away, we'll probably do a podcast.
That's exactly the truth. I mean, I hate to be like that, but if it sucks, you'll never hear about it. If it's awesome, then that's all I'll talk about.
The previews look pretty cool.
I know I'm a streaming nerd. We have all the streaming channels. But gosh dang, when you can get 15 or 20 or 25 episodes because you have to have a full season on NBC or Sci-Fi channel or whatever, that geeks me out, man. Now, this Superman is kind of canon-like though, right? Because didn't Superman go from being young Superman to older Superman in Rebirth or something?
Yeah. From New 52, he was really young. And I think some people liked that, but some people didn't. And then when they rebooted like the DC Comics, I think it was in 2016, they called it the rebirth of the DC Comics. And they made Superman into an older person. And, you know, he was a father. Yeah. He had a son. But just one son.
I'm pretty sure I have all these comics.
Yeah, you do, because I have all the Wonder Woman ones starting from New 52 up until way into the rebirth as well.
Yeah. Do you think John is supposed to be the son from the Rebirth comics and the Crisis just added the other kid?
It seems like it. I'm not sure yet, but it seems like it.
Yeah, because in the Crisis, when Lois called Superman and says, "Come home, it's the kids," and he went, "Kids?" One thing I really like about this episode is Superman seems to have a villain. And I was really worried about that because I thought, oh man, this is going to be another Smallville, which wouldn't be bad, but I really want a Superman show too. Right? Like we already got a Smallville, but we haven't had a super great Superman show since really even Lois and Clark was good, but it wasn't like amazing.
It was amazing, Greg. It was super.
It was super, super good.
Dean Cain even said super to meet you.
Yeah, true. So what do you think of Captain Luthor? Seems to be like the villain for the show.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly who Captain Luthor is right now, but I do see people speculating online that it could be Alexander Luthor Jr. And remember, he was the main, Luthor from the Crisis on Infinite Earth comics, and he never made it into the CW Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover.
No.
But he was a pretty big character in the comics. So it could be him because he was from Earth 3. And then, once his Earth dissolved, he might have made it over to Earth Prime. So he could exist in the Superman and Lois, universe. But that's one speculation.
But I think you're right. I don't think it's Alexander Luthor Jr., but I do think it is a Luthor.
Yeah.
From one of the Earths that was destroyed.
Yeah.
That found a way to get to Earth Prime and happens to be villain because in the different Earths, the Luthors were sometimes even superheroes. Like they were heroes and villains depending on the Earth that you were on.
Yeah. Well, the reason people are saying it could be Alexander because he came from Earth 3 and that's where the Justice League were villains. And in this Superman and Lois show, he says something like, "I know everything there is to know about the last son of Krypton. Where I come from, let's just say the two of us have history." And Clark asks, "Where is that exactly?" And Luthor says, "Nowhere now. My world was destroyed, but somehow I managed to survive. I eventually arrived here where I learned you were here too." He knew of Clark, if it was this Clark or not this Clark, from where he was from, which I think is very interesting. I think Lex from his world, he didn't make it, right? That's why they sent off Alexander in his little pod.
Right. I don't know exactly because I don't get the impression that this Luthor thinks Superman is bad, or else he would have let those nuclear reactors explode. So I think this Luthor is bad. Superman is good, and whatever world or Earth he's from, it was the same dynamic.
Yeah.
I think that the Luthor was the villain. Because he knew exactly how to defeat him. He stuck him with the kryptonite.
Yeah.
And then he got back to the ship and he's like, ugh, and it's not a pod. Like it's a giant ship.
Yeah, sure.
And he gets to the ship and he's like, oh, well, that's all of our kryptonite. Like, I just used it and didn't kill him.
He's pretty powerful though with that suit that he has. I mean, he's not powerful without the suit like Superman, but I mean, Superman couldn't hardly even, he had a really hard time fighting him. I mean, it wasn't even really a competition. It was kind of like a Superman versus a Superman. He was that strong.
I'm sure that suit was designed for that exact purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I thought that was pretty cool. Just because if somebody has the technology to make a suit, you know, to make you powerful like a superhuman, I think that's pretty neat.
The other interesting kind of twist to this story is General Sam Lane, who is not pro Superman in many of these universes, or at least in the comics.
From the Supergirl show, even. Yeah,
or even the Supergirl show. So somehow in the Crisis Convergence, Sam Lane becomes a Superman fan. Which is good.
Yeah, yeah. I thought it was weird how they recast the general for Superman and Lois. There was a different actor that played him in Supergirl. I don't know why they didn't get him, or if he didn't make it. But it just seems weird that they didn't cast the same guy. Because even if, you know, you do make it to the Earth Prime. Yeah,
you're still the same person.
Yeah.
Like it's the same people on all these different Earths. Yeah, I think it's just one of those things with TV show. Probably can get who you can get.
Yeah.
Or maybe they didn't think that guy did a good job in Supergirl. Or, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe he's
something happened.
Got some sort of role somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, all in all, I really enjoyed this show. I think it's going to be one I look forward to every single week. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. Hopefully they didn't just hit a home run with the pilot and the rest of the season is dud, but
Wouldn't that be sad?
Yeah, I think it's going to be great, at least the first season.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Thank you for watching, Fan Dummies. We would love to hear from you in the comments. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos coming out. They're going to be super fun.
Super.
Thanks a lot. Bye.
Bye.